That so you can't blame them for doing it. I mean, think about that. That's a whole lot of ups if you think about it. Yeah. Well, you wouldn't have to worry about a reputation. I'll tell you, as long as you owned it. That's the thing, though. If you tried to hide it, like from teachers or anything like that, that's when it's an issue. But if you just come right out with it, if first person asks you, well, what do you do? Be like, I'm fucking OnlyFans. I'm making bank, you know? They just let it go. But I don't know how many times here recently I've heard of something happening where somebody's mom's on OnlyFans or some shit at school, you know what I mean? It's the secret that intrigues people. There's titties all over the fucking internet. That's not what's interesting. Naked women ain't what's interesting. It's who it is, you know? And when you try and hide it, yeah. And then you go, well, Joe's mom's been a slut for 45 years. She's been in porn all this time. It's like, yeah, but that's Joe's mom. We already knew that. You see my point, though? Like, yeah, people literally go, oh, well, that's Joe's mom. I mean, she does that. That's what she does. But Skylar's mom, she worked at Shoney's or some shit, or pick a place, you know? Like at the breakfast bar, you know? Yep. Yeah. Be like, I feel sexually harassed right now. That's exactly the card I pull on. Be like, we're at work. How dare you talk about my private life? I mean, just flip the script right on them, you know? You could, and it scared the shit out of that motherfucker. Yeah. But, well, it does, and you can't argue. Oh, yeah. Well, you can't argue with the numbers. See, that's why it was funny that one dude said, I advertised my record on Pornhub and X videos. And they're like, why'd you do that? There's like more eyes come through that site every day for a cheaper price because most advertisers won't put their shit on there. No, I don't think anymore you can really. You know, you can do whatever you want, but I mean, why would I subscribe? I'm not your target audience, goddammit. Or maybe she is. Maybe you are. I don't know. Yeah. I got you. Yeah, if you just bought them to be nice. You're like, no, I didn't want the shit. I just bought it because you seemed like you really wanted do good. And I thought that would help. Yeah. Shit. Well, if it's easy, everybody be doing it. Yeah. Yeah. You'd be surprised. You know what I mean? No, but you don't have to be. Actually, that's what I've been studying this stuff for years, and I've noticed this. It goes back to along the lines of the whose titties it is. I mean, in the end, titties are titties. All right, and just like secrets are secrets, if something's a secret, it's 10 times more interesting than it's not. Exactly. So if she acts like she's not supposed to be doing it the whole time, she's going to get subscribers. That's a guarantee. Nah, she has to, in the day to day, she's got to act like she's just prim and proper and the best ever. And then she's got to go on there and be like, I'm a church lady from all this, but I want to show my tits because I've been held down for too long, you know, and start just pumping titties out. Hurt herself maybe on the first video by falling. She just gets so excited. So you got comedy, you got drama, you got nudity. Fucking better than anything they put in the theaters. Yeah. Hey, it's not TV. That's HBO. The only reason I would tell women to go out and show their titties and everything is because women already know this, so I'm not being an asshole by saying it. Yeah, I'm streaming, so I don't know if my voice is being shared because I don't know how to use the PlayStation 5 yet. But women love to look at themselves, and that's okay. I don't have a problem with that. I'm not complaining about it. I like to look at them also. So you might as well have plenty of pictures and videos of it while you're looking. That's right. That is exactly right. And I know I hear guys, they get all weird about it, but well, you got to act like it's a secret. Well, now that depends on where you're at. I got to tell you, you was talking about bikinis one day, and I was like, yeah, but you're way up north. It does have to do with where you're from, because if you was in if it was 90 degrees every day, you wouldn't be calling. Well, I'm not saying you were, but they're not sluts. It's hot outside. Yeah, if you're wearing a bikini in fucking Michigan or something. Yeah. Yeah. Which part? I'm not sure I know what you mean there. Which? Oh yeah, a lot of people have problems with that. A lot of women do. Well, not a lot. Some do when they're younger. You know, I've noticed. And some of them just don't care. You know what's kind of weird about it? You know, obviously that's bad. Like, there was this one girl. She was just nice as she could be. And, you know, I hate to be a stickler, but I was like, you know, this is work. You're going to have to, you work in a fucking office. Just because it's not busy all the time don't mean, you know, I ain't saying you got to wear a skirt, but you're going to have to put on actual pants, at least, you know? Yeah. Which I ain't gonna lie, I got a lot of problem with people because you know a business I'm in, and I don't think a lot of them. I'm talking about guys now. I ain't talking about the women. I've said shit to a bunch of the guys. I'm like, you need to get your shit together and quit coming in here looking like that. You know what I mean? Well, you can't wear jeans and a t-shirt when you're fucking doing the final resting place. I mean, you should have a fucking suit on. That's what I did. No, they'll be interacting with people, filling out paperwork, that kind of shit. That's what they'll be doing that day. Yeah, maybe I don't. Yeah, I mean, I don't think so, but I don't like that. Well, I just don't. I don't think so. I fucking suit up whenever I'm going to directly be not doing the stuff that's dirty in that business. You see what I'm saying? I think it's respectful. It, no, it's everybody. I'm talking about the people, even people that I don't agree with it. They come across as car salesmen. That's what I've been bitching about. I'm like, you guys, I know you are used car salesmen. Not necessarily that's what they're doing for a living. That's not what I'm saying, but that's what you look like. That's what you act like. Get your shit together. When, it's been brought up, but I ain't saying you got to wear a coat all day, but if you've got a scheduled appointment, you can have your jacket on. Yeah, when you go to a home, you come with your jacket. I ain't saying you can't take it off. I'm not. They can wear whatever they want to, because in this day and age, you can't say shit to anybody, guy or girl, about what the fuck they're wearing, because that's some kind of fucking what the fuck ever, you know? I was never that fucking dumb, and people don't hire you because of that, unless they really, really need to throw bodies at the situation. That's true. Yep. Yep. But then you're discriminating. It's like, no, you're just not right for the job. I mean, goes back to what I was just talking about. I mean, when I first started my job, or not started it, but when I was going through the interviews, if you will, they thought I just started to be in the sales department. I was like, nope, I'm not here for sales. I'm here for construction. Why you dressed like that? Because I'm having an interview in a fucking office today, not in the field. Why in the hell would I dress like I'm working in the field when I'm going to be in an office all fucking day? I don't know, it's just common sense, or at least I was taught that way. I mean, that's the biggest issue I think, really, that I've seen in the, which part? Well, I think it depends. Yeah. Well, women are just judgy in general, by the way. They're way more, especially of other women. So I was going to say, if you're a woman, it depends on what other women think, to be honest with you. So I mean, you could have a big tattoo sleeve and all that. Like you're the type of person you can probably work at a place, get by with that at the dentist office because the kids would like you, so on and so forth. So then the parents eventually, you know, because you'd say some shit, get them loosened up. Maybe not all of them, you know. But point being is, it does depend on the personality. And as long as you don't look too hot, like that's another problem. Other women, you know, they don't want some woman like, well, not all of them are that bad, but most women will get jealous, you know. So if you're like too hot and sexy with tattoos and shit, if that can happen. But, you know, most of the time. Well, now, I'm talking, well, yeah, if somebody's that hot, then, you know, then it doesn't really matter. There's nothing anybody can do. You know, they're just born that way. You know, and if they're that good looking, though, guy or girl, people will just deal with it because of that reason, you know. People do that. Good looking people get away with everything. Well, most of them don't even have to do anything. You know, they don't, they just all just, there's like really super old billionaires just go around picking up all the good looking people. And he's building an island somewhere. Because you've noticed I ain't seen anybody really good looking, like ever, or in a long, long time. Like out in the wild in real life, nah, it's been forever since I've seen somebody good looking. I mean, like you just said, it wouldn't matter what they had on; they just look good. You know what I mean? Guy or girl. Been a while. I want to say like maybe I seen one sometime, but I can't remember, so it must not have been that great. Or I just called them the wrong light, and then I had a second look, and I was like, never mind. They weren't as good as I thought. You know? Yeah. I remember you telling me about this. You get catcalled, and you loved it, didn't you? But you liked it. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That sounds exactly like me like 15 years ago, but I know it wasn't that long ago. 75 years ago, after I got out of World War II, and I was working on the road crew, it was back when they first built the roads. All of them. Before that, we rode horse and buggy, you know, and flew airplanes, and that was it. Yeah. Which I don't know, maybe they're all like me. They just retired from being good looking. Sometimes you got to give it up, let the next generation take over. As hard as it is to do, you got to hand the reins over. Don't. It's pathetic. Just let it go. I know it's hard. You're like, see, I catch myself all the time. I'm like, no, I'm letting myself go because I'm done with this shit. So I got to watch what I say because I ain't got no room to talk, you know? Tried to get fat. That didn't work. Just my build, I guess. Or working. Probably the working part does it. But so I just started acting more and more old manish. Yeah, I'm trying to own it early. See, I had this theory, right? You know Steve Martin. Did I already go over this theory with you? Well, hey, that's how old he is. You don't even fucking know. But if you were of the right generation, and I showed you a picture of Steve Martin in 1970, and then you've seen Steve Martin now, you'd be like, he doesn't really look that much different. But I'll tell you why. Because he had white hair, old man white hair, since he was like in his 20s. And I worked with a guy who had gray hair, had a full head of gray hair. Like he said, it turned gray when he was like 22. And I said, that is the greatest idea I've ever heard in my life. But he didn't do it on purpose. That guy, I don't know if Steve Martin did or not, I doubt it. Because it's pretty white. I don't think you could keep it dyed white like that without dying from poison or something. But I got to thinking, if you turn your hair gray, well, maybe not for a woman, it probably wouldn't work for a woman, but if you're a guy, if you just like do your hair gray, like, and don't smoke and drink, basically be like, you ain't aged a bit. But that's because you already looked old in the first damn place. You see what I'm talking about? Yeah, probably not a good idea for a girl, but any guys out there, there's my tip. Yeah, but I wouldn't call you middle-aged. I think most women, well, let me rephrase that. Most women that just didn't give up in their 20s usually look pretty fucking good around that age, about between 30 to 35. And I ain't no old women chaser like Jay. You know, he likes grandmas and everything. But that's, well, at least some of them do. Not, I guess not all of them. But there's a lot of women, a lot of girls I've known. They didn't really weren't that attractive till they got older. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Hell, somebody thought I was older. The dude I was with, she's like, can I see your ID? And it was obviously both together. And he goes, yeah, I look older. Or I don't remember what the dude I was with said. He goes, yeah, but he's older than I am or something. And the girl goes, yeah, us 70s babies aged a lot better than you kids from the 80s or some shit like that. And I was only half paying attention, and then I realized she was including me on that wee shit. Well, I was nice enough not to say anything, right? And because I didn't care, I was like, that goes to the plan I was talking about. If I say I'm 25, they're like, what the fuck happened to you? But if I say I'm 46, they're like, God damn, you look good. You see what I'm talking about? Yeah, I mean, I've been just owning that. That's why I'm like, man, when I got back from Nam, you don't even know what it was like, girl. And they're like, shit, that's so sexy. You look so good to be so old. I'm like, well, it was tough out there in the dang, Charlie in the trees. I flew 3 Hueys, then 2 tours. Fortunate Son was my favorite song for 5 years. And then I understood the meaning and realized it shouldn't be. stuff like that. She thought about it for a second, then she didn't care. She's like, well, he looks man enough. I still take some of that. I said, can't have it. I gotta buy this beer and go home and drink it. You just fuck anything while you still can. Yeah. You weren't there, man. You weren't there. You know, just give them the whole thing. They love it. Yeah. But some of it hit. I was with this one for a while, and I think it's cigarettes, to be honest with you. That's the only thing I can figure. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That'll do it. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it sucks. Like, why didn't you tell me that 30 years ago? It's too late now. My jaw's all gone. Or minutes to South Central while drinking your juice in the hood. Yeah. Your brother used it all to jack off with, probably. You probably had it in your house and it's just all gone. Like, yeah, well, I can't buy enough lotion. Yeah. Yeah. I wonder how much lotion sales went up, or do you reckon they just fixed it? But, like, you know, everybody was using alcohol a lot more. Well, it was COVID. I'm in the sales of it, like. Yeah. Yeah, I never used lotion. Not well. I did when I got tattooed, and I did when like sunburnt. But until the other day, it was literally like a couple weeks ago. I never just used it because like I felt all dried out, which I guess is the dry heat, from the stoves and just the heat on where it got so cold, I guess. But that's smoke. Everybody knows that's smoke. I don't think any kid got away with smoking back in the day. I just think they just didn't give a shit. Yeah. If you won't be for long, keep that up. What, if we had to run a mile, you mean? Yeah. Yeah, the same way mine was. I done it every year. I'd only do two. And he's like, you didn't do but two. I was like, no, that's how fast I am. You just didn't even see. He's like, well, then I got you at 3 minutes. I was like, I know. Are you impressed? Probably going to be an Olympic superstar, coach. I'll give you a thank you when I do my speech. That's what I tell them. I tell them shit like that. They didn't think it was funny, though. They did not think it was funny at all like I did. I thought it was hilarious. Then one time I ran straight across the middle of the football field. Like, instead of trying to cut a corner or anything, I just ran straight across the 50-yard line. Just see if I could do it. He turned around and was talking to somebody, But I ran pretty slow. And I ran like I was running 100 mile an hour. Like, with my head leaned back. No, I just thought I was flying. I really thought I was running so fast. And it's pretty bad when, kids might make fun of you every now and again. But even the coach was like, what in the fuck are you doing? I was like, that's just how I run. Because I'm going so fast. I wasn't going fast. I could walk the mile faster than I could run it. That's how bad of a runner I am. Funny. I can't even get around any sort of track ever faster than anybody else. It's like my kryptonite or something. Well, I mean, in my mind, I am the fastest kid alive, you know? Just like on this game, I'm going so fast in my mind, but really I'm not. Or my clocks are broke, or the coach is lying. But, you know, after 40 years of denial, I've come to the conclusion I'm just slow. I can't even beat the beginner AI on this game is what I'm doing right now. I'm streaming it, making an ass out of myself. Well, that's kind of what I'm doing. I'm like, I'll get there when I get there. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Road rage is a tremendous problem, a way worse problem than I realized until I started playing this game. People are getting so fucking mad about shit in cars. Oh, yeah? You should say that's Mrs. Dr. Pepper to you, thank you. Yeah. funny. I thought of you because I was going to go up there and get you a picture of his grave site. As morbid as that may sound, I just figured you might like it. And I never did make it up there, because I told you I was going to do it, and I still ain't been up there. Too far to walk. Yeah. And with the way people erase history, it's for, I still can't think of the word, whatever you call it when you basically document history. I guess for longevity. I don't know what the hell I'm trying to say. I need to get a fucking thesaurus or something. Say what? Now, yeah, well, yeah, it's like if you was getting something for the archives, the reason you would be doing it is for Jilly. And all right. Yeah. Yeah. Well, America, honestly, America number one, because they, in other places it ain't like it is here. They do run out. You just lease graves in some countries. And literally, like, you lease it like you do, like they do land here for 99 years, or deed, for a right of way, or a easement, or whatever, Depending on where you're at, I guess. But yeah, they do it for, I think it's, some of them they bury them for 5 years just till the flesh goes. I think it's 5 years. And then they dig them up and they use that space for another one. It's almost like kind of till you're completely, like, basically dried up naturally. And then they dig you up and, I don't know. I don't know. I think they're building an island out of them. Just pile them up somewhere, I think, is what they do. Or give them back to the family, I guess. I don't know. It was something kind of weird to our traditions, Well, I ain't gonna lie to you. We bury people on top of each other. Most people do that now. What, to bury them? Uh, well, you got to buy your own tombstone. No. Well, I wouldn't say you own it. That's kind of a... You own the right to be buried there. Because you really can't deed out, that small of a spot, that small amount of land. You have a deed, but it's not the same. And you do own it, but it's... Like, I'll give you an example. You can start your own cemetery, but it's got to be a minimum of 1 acre. Well, at least here you can. And it's complicated, but it's not complicated. It's just well, I'll give you an example of what I'm talking about. All right, I treat people, I do treat the people like they own it. That's because I'm allowed to make that call. Meaning, if they want to come, weed eat their stuff. I don't say nothing about it. I'll help them with what like a couple of them women they come over with their electric weed eaters, shit like that. And I don't ever bother nobody. A lot of people put way too much shit around their graves that's not supposed to be there. I don't say anything about it. I can make that call though. That's part of my job. And then when you say something to me about something getting broke, I say, well, if I follow the rules, I'm going to pick all that stuff up and take it and put it in the dumpster. I said, because that's what I'm supposed to do with it. And then they shut the fuck up. I said, if you want to put that shit around your grave, I said, you got to be the one to take care of it. I said, you can't put all that shit out there. They said, well, you can't throw that away. I said, I don't think I should throw it away. That's why I don't. But everybody else is in agreement, which I've only had one person bring it up, and I told them that shit. And they said, well, that ain't right. And I said, well, it's going there. If you don't take care of it, I will. And they take care of it. Biggest reason is mowing. If somebody's out there mowing and hits something that people's got around their grave, and this has happened, it'll hit somebody, damn near, it could kill them. Probably has killed them somewhere. No, it ain't about the machinery. It really is about the safety of the customers. Trust me, the mowers that are used to mow shit like that, they're made to. I've hit rocks as big around as a damn basketball. It dings it up all right. It'll bust the bearings out. But I gotta say, some of them mowers, they built them like you'd built them if you meant them to last forever. They ain't no homeowner mower, but. Yeah. I'll dip it. Yeah. Yeah, that's the only kind of mower you want that chops up everything. Kids' toys is a must. I told you when I did that one year to my kids because they were getting spoiled, I was like, if you can't keep up with it, you obviously got too much. I set up Christmas Eve and wrapped up all the shit that was laying around. It was. Those, no, they won't ever forget it. They'll be like, that's when we knew our dad was insane. But for a split second, they thought we are so good. We are God's gift to the world. Look at all these presents. Everybody loves us so much. I was like, I don't. Yeah, I'm like, you're lucky I even took that much effort. I should have stole your presents, but I'm not that fucked up. Should have stole the new ones you got, Took it back to the store and bought booze with them. Why don't you put them in a what? Thank God I got a hold of the styrofoam before they had their way with it. Could have been a lot worse. Well, I don't think that's as bad as styrofoam, you know. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I wish I could hear you as good as I could, whatever the hell that is. Not. Shit. That mean I used to fly them in NAM, but I gave it up after that. Well, it's pressurized usually. It's like a sneeze that won't happen. I think your head's gonna blow up. Yeah. And then you really hear the babies screaming. Because all those people that had babies think they need to go places. It's like going places. What got you that baby? Won't you close them legs and stay the hell at home, woman? No. Yeah. That shit's a nightmare. It's amazing how everybody's been brainwashed. Yeah, I'm not sure about that either. I just think people think they're supposed to do stuff. Like, I don't know. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's what I was getting at. That's the main reason people do the shit they do. Yeah. So they're not a team player. Hate them. You know what I mean? You're like, I don't give a shit if your mom wants you here to be here or not. You're here, and you're on my fucking team now, you little bitch. So get your shit together. We got a ball game to win. Let's go. Slap them on the ass. So you keep that bench warm, Kimberly? Keeping it warm? Nice. I love it. Nobody ever came to my games. That's why I love sports so much. When I played, they never came. My grandpa was like, "Yeah, I'd like to get down there and watch it." You know, he worked for the state or whatever, and I said, "No, don't come. I don't want anybody coming to my games." And take the fun out of it. Because every time I'm trying to do shit, they're gonna be. They wouldn't yell. That's not the way they were. Nah, like they were. Like my old man and shit. He wasn't like a. Like when there was the wave going on, he never moved. He never moved. No, I'm serious. I remember going to a monster truck rally with him and my grandma, right? And it was me, her, and him. Of course, I had a program, if you know what they are, walking around like eight. Here come the wave, and I was like, "Oh fuck, I'm going to fucking do it. I'm getting in on this shit." And then it comes to them, they don't move, and I'm like, "Oh, you gotta keep it going." They didn't keep it going. They just sat there. They were having a good time though. They just I don't you know. Yeah. My grandma was like, "I'm not losing my pocketbook," and my old man, he's just like, I'm too tired. I had to drive 5 hours to get here. Well, we bought you a program. What else you want? Go look at the trucks. Now, I had a great childhood. I get sick and tired of people bitching about theirs. You know what I mean? I was molested. It's like, why would you tell anybody that? Why in the fuck would you tell somebody that shit? And here's why I got a good reason not to talk to you no more. You know, because now I know that you got all that baggage of being raped. You're going to bring it up every time people's having a good time and ruin it. You know, that's what those people do. You know what I'd do if I was molested? Keep my goddamn mouth shut. Yeah, that's right. Like a normal fucking human being. Oh, I meant like, oh, who the fuck's going? I'll tell you what did suck about my childhood. There was a child molester, a local child molester, Not one fucking time did he try to molest me. Not once. Huh? That's what you know what? All joking aside, I think that's what it was. He's like, that beer just ain't doing it for me. You look older than I do. When did you start smoking? 4? You piece of shit. Go find me somebody worth a fuck to molest. Yeah, I wasn't vulnerable. He could tell I'd fucking do some kind of shit. Like karate. Like I do fucked up shit to him. He thought he was gonna do fucked up shit to me. He was scared of me. He's like, I'm like, you gonna take me to McDonald's? I'll take you to McDonald's. I got all the kids together to fuck with him. They all called my mother, and they're like, that guy's up here on his bicycle because he rode a Schwinn bike, like an old school one. He had the glasses, straight up to the T. If he wasn't a pedophile, if you dress like this guy now, you'd be like, are you trying to go for the pedophile look, pedophile chic or something, retro pedo? That's what this guy looked like. That's right, big old glasses, riding a Schwinn, old school 50 Schwinn, brand fucking new. Like, motherfucker waxed it every day. And he, you know what his trick was for getting little kids? Because I don't know if you know this or not, but once upon a time, there actually used to be good people playing sports like Michael Jordan and those sorts. Well, and basketball used to be cool too. Well, he knew, it's back when people read encyclopedias. Well, he'd read all of them and used to try to have, and he would try to, like, ask questions like he's a teacher or something, Yeah. Well, he tried. I could smell it on him, I just tell he was. No, kids don't, because they're fucking dumber than hell. And that's because their parents are dumber than hell, because of the way they was raised, Most people get kicked to the side, our generation. And now the next generation raising the children, they're doing the opposite, usually, or just throwing a phone in their face. But don't let them do nothing, And why don't they let them do nothing? Because they're going to get raped by pedophiles. I know you'd have to watch yourself. No, well, I would too. Yeah, it would suck to realize that you're that, wouldn't it? But otherwise, you got a job and shit. You're normal. Well, I think it goes back to like with dudes. It's like if they want to fuck a chick, why don't they just go and rape them? See, really, if you think about it, it's down to character. You can't just go out and rape a girl because you want to bang her. I think if you're a pedophile, you shouldn't just go out and rape a fucking kid. You see what I'm saying? Well, that's a problem. They used to. Now, think about this. Would you rather have your kid back diddled or dead? I don't know. That's a tough question. Because if they got diddled, they're probably going to be fucked up. Anyway, so maybe they were better off dead. But then again, you wouldn't want to put your child through that horrific experience, any of it, let alone being brutally murdered after being raped, you know? They do now? Are they still that good? Did I not just tell you my childhood? I know exactly how this shit works. This guy, that's what he was trying to do. He was trying to groom us. And I was trying to fuck with him. No, most kids are fucking dumb. You're right. Even my generation was. I mean, I'm talking about the kids that were there with me when I was talking to this pedo. And the one kid's mom would just come out all the time. I'm like, I got this, Deanna. That was her name. So get your ass back in there, Deanna. I'll come deal with you in a minute, honey. She was a hot little piece. You got to remember, I had a mullet and a knife when I was like 5, okay? That's probably why the pedophile didn't want me. He's like, this kid has seen some shit. I think he was in Vietnam. I don't know. I think there's not really no pedoing on girls, if you catch my drift. You know what I'm saying? Think about it. You don't really pedo a girl, I guess. Well, yeah. That's. I guess you're right about that. But yeah, I mean, if I had a boy, I'd be more worried about him getting that. And I'd be worried about the girl, but I wouldn't be worried about it being some. I wouldn't worry about that guy. Well, I guess I would if I was their father. Of course, I'd worry about him. I'd worry about I'd worry about everything. You know, that's what you do. But I don't know. Maybe the times are changing. Pedophiles now they swing both ways. I reckon. Now I'm talking about like little kids. You know. Yeah. 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 Well, you know, all it took was one or two cases to turn all the parents of our generation that way, though. You know, there was that one story, that one girl, and it was like their neighbor, the family friend, hellfire. He ended up, you know, it was all kinds of fucked up shit. But it was back in the time. See, I understand this because I grew up with the people of that generation, and I had the same problem the first time I met a girl who was insane because I thought those people were in the hospital. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't know crazy people that crazy. I didn't know that. No, I really thought we'd done caught them all, round them up, killed them or something, gave them lobotomies. I didn't fucking know. I didn't have the internet till I had a cell phone, by the way. Which they didn't. The internet ain't taught me shit, and I'm glad I didn't learn from it because the motherfuckers who have learned from the internet, they're dumb motherfuckers. I was noticing how dumb fucking Google is because they've learned from the people searching on it. There's a lot of shit Google is dead fucking wrong about. I've been testing it out. Fucks. Yeah. Yeah, I remember. I guess that's why I never had internet because there was no reason to. People that had it, they're like, I'm on this chat room, check it out. And it's like, man, this is gay. This is so fucking gay right now, what we're doing. I remember that. Yep.